Happy New Year, everybody. It is the last day of the decade. Montreal Canadiens are in Carolina to take on the Hurricanes, which might be apropos because the first game of the season was against Carolina. And then after the offer sheet, the Sebastian Aho offer sheet, and the new rivalry created by that between the fan bases anyway, um, why not close out the decade against them, right? So I'm going to tell you all about that. I'll give you some stats, um, some commentary, and my keys to victory all mixed up together. My prediction for the game and who I think will have the first goal of the game for Montreal. And that's all right here at Talking Habs, the home of Habs hockey, where everything is dedicated to the Habs that way and all things hockey. So if you want to see more videos like that, just subscribe, ring the notifications bell. That should be down there. And that'll get you your daily fix of Bleu Blanc Rouge from Talking Habs. And while you're on the way down there, if you like the video, hit the thumbs up and give me leave any comments you may have, like your score for the game, who you think will be the first goal scorer. That's the new thing here. Well, I always ask for the game score and who you think be the first Habs goal scorer. So do that in the comment section below, and let's get right to it. First, I want to shout out to my buddy Scotty2 Hockey, and I think it's now Open Hits with Scotty2 Hockey. Check him out. Great channel. My favorite channel, right next to the Hockey Guy. Hockey Guy is my main, but Scotty and Hockey Guy for me are the same. I watched all of their I watch all of Scotty's videos, but I don't always watch all of Hockey Guy's videos. So he's my number one. And check out his latest video where he rates the top 10 hockey channels, and check out all those channels that are on that video. Anyways, my shout out to to Scotty2 Hockey. Happy New Year, buddy. Best of all to you and your family. Okay, so let's get right into the video. Montreal's in Carolina. Last game of the decade. Hopefully we'll go out with a bang and have a win and not have a continuation of the two-game losing streak that's going on right now. So let me give you some stats for this game. So Montreal is 18, 15, and 6, and they are 5th in the Atlantic. They are on the road. They are 10, 7, and 3. So that really good road record they had going into this road trip is starting to erode. Against the East, they're 9, 10, and 6. They have scored 130 goals, and they have given up 128 goals. In their last 10, they are 6-4-0, and they've lost their last 2. Carolina is 23, 14, and 2. So look at that. That's 5 wins difference. If we're ever in a race for them at the end of the season, that's going to be a problem. They're 5th in the Metro. At home, they're 11, 6, and 0. And I guess they haven't gone into overtime. Oh, well, they did against us, but they won. That's right. That's no overtime losses or shootout losses. Against the East, they're 12, 11, and 1, so basically 500 against the East. So that's encouraging. They have scored 133 goals for, basically the same. They've given up 111 goals, so their defense is a little better this year than Montreal's. In their last 10, I did not write what their record was, but they're on a one-game winning streak. Okay, I did this really late last night, like at 3 in the morning, so forgive me. Okay, I don't have a Corsi 4 because I didn't, that place where I get it, the preview wasn't out yet. Goals per game, Montreal's at 3.28 for 10th, and Carolina's 3.36 for 9th. So there's no advantage or disadvantage there. That's pretty much even. Goals against per game, Montreal at 3.26 for 25th. Carolina 2.85 for 9th. Big advantage there. Power play percentage, Montreal 24.3% for 6th. Carolina 23.4%. Flip. For 8th. So basically no advantage to either team there. On the PK, we're going to find something different. Montreal 76.4%. Gone up a little bit because of that 5 power plays that, was it Tampa? No, Florida that didn't give up a goal. So they're in 25th. And Carolina is 81.8% for 11th. So there's a big, that could be a big advantage there for Carolina if they start taking penalties, right? Shots for per game. Again, throwing a stat that Montreal's #1 in. 35.6% for first. The only bad thing here is Carolina's at 34.1% for second, so virtually no advantage there, unfortunately. But Montreal gets a first beside the name. These aren't the top scorers. I just bring scores from the different guys. Domi at 11 goals, 18 assists, 29 points, +5. Suzuki, 7 goals, 16 assists, 23 points, -2. I believe he has 6 points in his last 3 games. All assists, but this is the kind of player Suzuki's going to be. He's a true center, in my view. I like a center who has a lot more assists than he has goals. Suzuki's going to be that guy. He's going to have, he'll probably have around 30 goals a year, but I can see him having anywhere from 50 to 70 assists a year as well. He's going to be an assist machine. KK, Jesperi Kotkaniemi at 5 goals, 2 assists, 7 points. He's a -7, but he's got 2 goals in his last 2 games. I assume it's going to be Carey Price because, again, I've seen no news about a call-up for the backup or whether Lindgren's going to be in, because I heard Lindgren was going to be in last game and he wasn't. So, and there's no stats on Lindgren anyway. 16 wins, 13 losses, 3 overtime or shootout losses, 3.03 goals against, no good. 0.901 save percentage, no good, and 1 shutout. On the other side, Sebastian Aho, 22 goals, 13 assists, 35 points, and a +11, and now you know why. The offer sheet, he was deserved of an offer sheet. Good stats, good player. Donnie Hamilton, I think that's his name, Donnie. 13 goals, 23 assists, 36 points, +29. This is a guy, we're missing a guy like that that's a guy we're missing on our defense. Ryan Dzingel, sorry for the paper sound. Ryan Dzingel, 6 goals, 17 assists, 23 points, +1. I don't know who's going to be in nets. I did not hear anything, so I'll give the stats. James Reimer, 8 wins, 6 losses, no 0, 8-6-0, 269 goals against, 914 save percentage, 2 shutouts. Peter Mrazek, 15-8-2, 274 goals against, 900 save percentage. The save percentage not good, and 2 shutouts. Now, Carolina has won 8 of the last 10 games versus Montreal. Not in our favor, or could be in our favor, is in that Montreal's due for a win against them. Carolina has the second most wins in the 2019 calendar year. That means, from January 1st, 2019 to December 31st, 2019, 53, 26, and 4, the most in their history as well. Since the Aho offer sheet, these teams now have a rivalry. If not just the fan base, because that's definitely there. People still I'm sure people are still going to look for my face in the arena tonight in case I show up. I got a couple of threats from a video I did about the Aho offer sheet. Okay, so Montreal's offense is running smooth. It's the defense that's the problem, and the goaltending and the goaltending that's broken right now, and that needs to be fixed and addressed immediately. They've got to tighten the D, and the tending should get better. If they tighten the D, the goaltending naturally should get a little better just on that alone, right? Eliminate the odd man rushes. It's imperative because they were giving them up again against Florida, against Tampa. They got to stop it. Stop the penalties in the offensive zone. Look, you're going to have bad penalties here and there. Sticks get, out of the, not in the offensive zone. It's almost imperative. That's the worst place to take a penalty, especially against a team that has a good power play. And especially when you don't have a good PK. Although the last game, PK was great. If they can keep that up, we can stop saying this. But we can't until we see some consistency there. More consistency on the PK. That was my next point. The power play on the road is #1 in the NHL right now. So the power play on the road is doing its job. It's the penalty kill that hasn't been, although, like I just said, it did in the last game. And let's hope it keeps up in this game, because more than likely, There's going to be some penalties. We're going to be like, God damn it, why did he take a penalty? Domi, Suzuki, Lehkonen, good chemistry on that line. Keep that going. That line has discovered some chemistry. Suzuki is finding his game. Domi has resurged back out of that slump. And Lehkonen is just his steady self. The conscience, definitely the big conscience on the defensive side, although Suzuki's not bad at that either. It's Domi that might be a little, it might be the weak link for that. Price needs to get back on the horse that threw him and fix his game. He said so in the post game that he needs to start stopping pucks. So that needs to be what happens. Along with the defense tightening up, we've seen games where the defense has been near perfect. Brett Kulak had a much better game, even though they lost. Brett Kulak's game was starting to be a little better. And, they need to tighten up. They need to be better. They need to be better if they're going to make the playoffs. Okay, game prediction. So this one's a tough one because they're going into Carolina on a 2-game losing streak where the offense is there, but the defense doesn't look like it's good enough to win games against a good team like Carolina. Point final. So I'm calling it in 2 ways because, look, I said in another video, Jekyll and Hyde, Team Jekyll and Hyde. So I'm not sure which one is the good one, but I think Dr. Jekyll was the good one and Mr. Hyde was the bad one. But I'm not sure because my brain is just not like it used to be. So for Dr. Jekyll, if it's a Dr. Jekyll game, it's going to be 5-4 Montreal, in my opinion, in overtime. I can see going to overtime, but I see them coming out 5-4 if it's a Dr. Jekyll game. If it's a Mr. Hyde game, then I believe it will be 5 and maybe 6-3 Carolina. There you have it. So I'm going to go with that for the last game of the decade. I'm hoping for a Dr. Jekyll game. I want to see a win for the last game of this decade and go out with something good. Hasn't been the best decade for the team. Hasn't been the worst. I think the 90s might have been the worst. But although we won a cup, but still, so we didn't win a cup this decade. So there you go. That's the worst one. So let's go out on a bang into the new decade. And yeah, so Habs first goal scorer for me, I'm going to go with my favorite right now, my favorite Hab, Nick Suzuki. I know I promote him a little bit, give him a star maybe. He should. I get it. I get it. There's a little bias there. But I'm going to go with Nick Suzuki today for the first goal scorer. Let me know what you think the score will be and who you think will score the first goal in the comment section down below. And if you like the video, give a thumbs up. I'd appreciate that. Subscribe, ring the notifications bell, and that's going to get you your daily fix of Bleu Blanc Rouge from Talking Habs. Next video up today is going to be my player ranking that I didn't get out yesterday. That's all ready to go. I'm going to film it. And I got 2 top 10 videos, my favorite Habs of the decade and my least favorite Habs of the decade. Those are coming up along with a live stream. I might go early and be there at 6:30. I'm not going to promise, guys. But if I do, it'll be a special version of Saturday Night Hockey Talk. So I'm thinking of that. And then we got the game and a review, and that ends the year and the decade. And hopefully it'll be good. Hopefully you guys will watch my videos. Hopefully you'll like the videos. And go Habs, go. I think I got to do the other. Go Habs, go. I'm not sure which one shows up better. Or I got to find something new. I don't know. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Enjoy the videos and enjoy the game today. Bye, y'all.